I already went past one. You should be talking.
coming coming live, kind of recording. Dave and Katie show, episode 14 on our new recording platform here. Dave, who just got done um, interviewing someone in his office, his coffee behind him.
I
Me
don't drink coffee.
and me and my background. Anyway, today I think it's a good time to talk about some of the discrimination that our police officers face in the state of Tennessee that really a lot of people don't know about. I don't know if anybody knows about it, honestly, unless you've been in it. I don't think people have talked about this issue. I don't think the government knows necessarily about it specifically. There's fragmented parts that do, but they really don't understand how detrimental the current system is being towards our police officers. So I want to keep this one short and sweet, but I really want to talk specifically about some of the things, Dave, that you've personally experienced, because I think it's going to be a really good time to try to get more community support from this, to bring attention to it, because there's several police officers out there, probably thousands of police officers out there who have possibly been through similar situations as you. They didn't really know what to do. You still don't know what to do. We're just still here talking about it, but discrimination with police officers. So, Dave, you were on the force. So you worked at in two different areas, two different counties.
Two different departments. No, I worked for two cities, one small city and then one bigger city, but they both were within Greene County. And you just left. So this is probably better. It's just me, guys. We know that. So what we'll talk about. Oh,
I'm back.
okay.
Okay, so you worked in a account. I'm sorry, continue.
No, I worked for a small city within the county. It's called Belton.
But
I
it's
worked at
spelled Baileyton, Baleyton.
Baileyton, Belton.
Okay.
Yeah, if you say Baileyton, then you're a foreigner. Everybody knows it, and you just need to leave. It's Belton. And yeah, they gave me my start in '95. I was a patrolman, worked a dog, and then had to become the chief. And I didn't need to be a chief. I had no desire to be a chief. And then I switched to Greenville for better health insurance and retirement, and I finished my career there until I had to leave.
So you worked in Belton from 1995 until when?
2008.
Oh wow, 13 years.
Yeah, I did 13 years at each department.
Okay, and then Greenville, you went there, so you worked for the city in Greenville too.
Yes, yeah, I did patrol, canine, motorcycle, and then my last little bit of time was as a code enforcement officer. That's uh, they help they put me there to try to help keep me employed with them. In essence, basically, still could do do all the job duties of an officer. It's just um, mentally I couldn't do them. But as far as legality goes, I still had all my powers and stuff. I just they were trying to shield me as much as they could, um, which I greatly appreciated. But at the end of the day, it was still, I put the uniform on and had to hear the radio traffic and stuff, and it just wasn't getting better. No, what do you mean? No, yes, I doubt it. I don't. I wouldn't think so. Does a store owner, do they get assistance from the state for health insurance for employees? No, no, I don't think so. I mean, the state. I mean, the state certified you. You had a post commission where you got your certification from, but other than that, I mean, the city funded everything else. Well, but Belton, they didn't have it. They didn't have it to start with. TCRS, which is they didn't have Tennessee Consolidated Retirement. Um, they had a 401 that they had started, but they finally agreed because it costs the city money to be in that retirement system, and so they Belton finally worked on getting it for us, and they were able to acquire it. And when they got it, I had the option to buy back the years of service prior to getting TCRS, but I couldn't afford it. So I lost a lot of years of service for retirement. Yeah, yeah, and then they actually even went farther and adopted the bridge for TCRS, which allowed you to go at 25 years or 55 years of age. Whereas without a bridge, your retirement with the state is 30 years of service um, on it. So it was, yeah, the city adopted that. Yeah. I would not have met I couldn't, I don't think I could have got the 25 years in under the retirement system just because I would have aged out first because I think I only got like 4 years of retirement credit from Belton because I couldn't afford to buy back the other. So I ended up with like I ended up, huh? Well, it was an option. Some places they won't. You have to adopt that policy, which Belton did. But some agencies they may not even do that to where you have that option. But I I think I lost 8 or 9 years. Who? Yeah, yeah, they are. I mean, I got 4 or 5 years worth of credit with them out there. It just what if I'm correct on this, and it's been so long, but like when if I wanted to buy it back, let's say it would have just been 2 years. Well, it's based on several different things, and like they include a pretty decent um, uh, interest on it. So you're not just paying like if you say you paid over a year's time $13,000, I would have been paying that plus interest for all those years that we weren't in it. And it was just, I mean, it was like 12 or 13 times of what I made. You know, I just wasn't an option. I, I was thankful that I had the option. It just, I couldn't afford to take out a loan to to buy it back. No, it means they considered an inherent risk of your job. So it's not a it's not an on duty work injury. It's not considered an on duty work injury. Yeah, well, you couldn't. You know, for me, I drained 6 months worth of sick time just trying to get paid so that I could try to get better or whatever. And they didn't. The city filed workman's comp on my behalf, and I went through. I think I had two interviews with investigators from the workman's comp, and had to go through all that stuff. And after the last one, they said they would be in touch, and I got a letter in the mail like within 2 days. It said it had been denied. They knew it was denied before. I don't know why I did interviews when it was already denied. I mean, it. No, no, and that's what happened is I ran out of sick time, and so I had to go back to work, and all that did was uh put me in a suicidal mindset. I think if I shot my toe, probably if I like shot my toe, I would. And if you got PTSD from a work injury, what they consider a work injury, then yeah, they would cover it. It's something physical. It had to be something physical. Yeah, yeah. In 2020 in 2016, yeah. I don't know. I don't know about now. I haven't heard it's changed. I can't imagine it's changed because then it costs them some money. It costs them money at that point. 2022. Uh, this is hard. Um, you know, I, yeah, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't apply for it. Because yeah, yeah, yeah. The and I think I think I'm correct on this. So like the state, what I could draw disability on my retirement, and then you could draw disabilities with the government or whatever. Um, I'm wanting to think maybe the government disability allowed you to work like 20, like it allowed you to work just a little bit, but the TCRS retirement didn't allow you to work any. So yeah, I mean I I couldn't. Well, I wasn't disabled first. I just I had a issue that didn't allow me to do a job that I had been doing 26 years. But um, the way they have it set up is they want you to feel like you're worthless to society and that you can't contribute. And I felt like I could still contribute. I just needed a little help. I walked away and lost my insurance and everything. I walked away to live, and all I did was cause a lot more hardships because no none of them didn't have insurance, and I'm sick. I mean you don't want to call it an illness. It's an illness, and I was sick, and I didn't have insurance. I'd had whatever it is. I'd had I would have had that. I'd had uh, I'd had insurance on me. Whatever they give you when you get on disability, whatever it's called. No, no, it's just me. I couldn't support anything. I wouldn't have made enough money. They did take all my purpose away. They did without me even doing that because it made me feel like it basically it told me I was worthless. And I didn't have any support from anybody except like the people that I started coming into contact with. Um, I had Tracy and Kate starting out, and then through over a year process of being in hell, trying things out, it got the revivalist recommendation got made, and that that was that first treatment. Oh gosh, I don't think I'll ever forget that first one because it just I took a breath and I didn't I didn't want to kill myself for a minute. You know, I thought I had a chance at that point. It's tough. 52, 25. Yeah, yeah. With none. It, yeah, that was a huge obstacle because for I mean 26 years I did a job that it changed on a daily basis, but it was still you had your core system in place to yeah those life skills that I learned or those work skills they don't translate to another job unless it's in security or some type of uh, law enforcement kind of role, and I had to be away from that completely. I couldn't wear anything that had a badge. I couldn't wear a gun. I couldn't. I don't think people understand that nobody saw every day getting up and putting on a uniform and just shaking so bad. Yeah, I, right. Yeah, they did. No, no. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. They're not going to change. No, they're not. It costs money. 1 time. 1 time. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm beyond fortunate that I have the job I have now. Um, but it's not an easy job because I mean, I'm gone generally 4 days a week. I'm, no, no, no. And and I think for me it wasn't necessarily the the time I think 3.5 years to get to 55 or whatever it was. Losing that. that money part. It was if I would have been able to retire with the city I was working for. They allowed you to, when you retired, to carry your insurance. Uh, just to pay, I could have paid $200 a month to keep me and my family insured, and I lost that. And you're not going to work at many places where your insurance is only $200 a month for family insurance. And um, uh, a lot more. I mean, I'm thankful to have it. So but oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what it was. I mean, that was the plan. Get out at 55, do something mm, a lot less stressful, and you take a job where they offered you more money because you didn't take insurance because I had it, but I had insurance. So I didn't need insurance. It opened up so many possibilities of jobs that tend to pay better, but they don't offer you benefits. Well, I didn't need the benefits. Yeah, yeah. Well, the problem was is I couldn't see. I couldn't. I couldn't function. I couldn't figure out. I couldn't. I had no idea why it was why the things were happening to me. More or less, try to figure out why a system was set up to make sure I failed. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, people couldn't understand me. I couldn't talk right, and it's embarrassing because it wasn't a work a on the job injury. On the job injury. Well, with actual physical injury, you can say, "Oh yeah, I understand why I'm feeling like I am. Look what happened to me." It's when you don't have any injuries and you walk into the department, you're not limping, you're not got any cast or anything on, and you look perfectly normal standing there, and then all of a sudden you go to talk and everybody's looking at you like, "What? What?" And you're just talking away, and it's getting worse because all of a sudden you start panicking because you know they can't understand you, and you just want to turn around and go out and die because nobody gets it, and there's nothing there to say it's okay. You know, I would have been much better off just being an alcoholic. Yeah, yeah, I would have. I would have just drank myself to sleep every night and woke up and went to work and just focused on getting home and drinking again. That's what I would have done, and I probably would have made it to 55. Yeah, they have all kinds of issues. Yeah, I mean, how's it not normal? The whole country treats it that way. I mean, they do. Our battle zone, our war zone, is literally right outside our front door, but that's not recognized. It's not. The only people recognized are the people that are in the job. I mean, no, they no 100% recognize it. That's why when you go to Walmart, which you don't do a lot, but when you go there, you're looking to see, well, who's that pissed off person I put in jail a month ago? Where they at? They're in here, I know. Where they're gonna come up and start some shit because I'm not in my uniform. I mean, it's a constant. You go out to eat and somebody's sitting there just staring you at your table with when you're there with your family and they're staring at you because you put their ass in jail because they were driving drunk and they want to sit there and stare at you in public, and then me as a person, I'm supposed to just sit there and act like it's okay. That's all. I just It doesn't support you at all. What world do you live in? No, no, because you got probably 10 minutes after that call to figure out your life because you're fixing to go on another call, and then you're going to go on another call, and I get what you're saying. A child, it's horrible to but it, you, they all build up. They all end up being all painful. Even the 89-year old. I go by a house quite a bit, and it's a beautiful house, and I'm like, you could give me. I could never live in that house because I found an elderly lady. Looked like, I mean, she was dead, and she was like on she was at the front of the bed, and there was a little ottoman or something, and it looked like she just was praying and died. And I mean, I still see her. Um, uh, yeah, it's terrible. The problem is no one knows what's going to bother them and what's not going to bother them. You know, so like I I I I don't know the pride and stuff. I don't know that if a system had been in place, if I would have used it. I'm just being honest. But the problem is I mean honestly, I don't I don't see a result, or I don't see where I would have ever, even if everything would have been in place from the get go. I don't see a world where I would have ever been able to stay in it, and I think that's where it goes to though. Okay, the city, the state, they just wasted resource resources trying to keep me employed, and I wasn't able to stay employed. And one of my big guilts was I was making my shift short. I was out. My shift was short an officer, which meant that took one person not being able to be off because I was off. So instead of having two officers off on a shift at any given time, they had to go down to one. And so you shorted the shift, and that made it more dangerous. And if you're a small department, you can't afford that. You can't afford that short shift. You're making it unsafe for the other officers and for the community. Well, the problem is physical injury. It's all obvious. 97% of the time. A mental issue can be faked, pure and simple, easy. And so, um, yeah, yeah. But I mean, we live in a real world. We live in a real world where you have insurance fraud and stuff all the time. You don't think people don't fake mental illness? I mean, yeah. Um, I, it's just, it's, yeah, I didn't like, oh, like this. I agree. They're not hard things to do. They're things that should be done to say thank you. Um, and I mean, there is no thank you. Or there is no thank you right now. You're. I mean, it's just let's see who's next on the list to hire, and within a year, you're forgotten about. Well, yeah, and the thing is, yeah, they're short, and then all of a sudden you have, say, seven officers that come up with some mental difficulties, and they're needing to be off, and you're already short a certain percentage. They're not doing it. They're not letting them off. Yeah, because the city, the state, the counties, whatever, they're bound by providing these services and providing them efficiently, which means having the proper person amount of personnel available. And I mean, it's anytime there's anything catastrophic happen, well, of course, you call everybody and you have the resource. They're not all at work right then, but everybody knows they're acceptable for a call in, and you go, and that's part of the job. But the resources are there for them if something tragic does happen. Whereas if it's just a normal everyday day and you have a six person shift and you got two wanting to be off to go on a family vacation and you've got Dave over here who can't even speak. Well, you go back, which one of the two officers is not going to be able to go on a family vacation? And what are they going to think about old Dave over here? Goes, "Do, do, 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 do." Yeah, That's what I lived with. That's the embarrassment I felt. Yeah, rock bottom kept getting more rock bottom. No, I had support. No, no, yeah, I had people keep me alive. I, I would wish this on anybody. I wouldn't, and I don't see a world where I make it. I don't. I'm sure. No, I didn't like this one today. This was not fun. Thank you. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, is it their fault? No. Uh, I don't know the bit. Well, I don't know the bit 15.